game that looked on paper to be a high-flying points fest turned out to be a one-sided beatdown by the Desert Birds. Motivated by a contract dispute, Chandler Jones tore up the Titans' line, recording a career-high 5-sack game and completely dismantling Tennessee's offense. Joining him in devastation was offseason star signing J.J. Watt, who helped blow back the interior, giving last season's rushing champ nowhere to go. There were worrying signs for the Titans from snap one, as Chandler Jones completely dismissed their Pro Bowl tackle. The Titans start out with their bread and butter play, running zone to the weak side. The play picks on teams' tendencies to load the strong side, usually creating a double team on the weak side tackle, and then the guard works up to take the backer. This allows Derrick Henry to hit the second level at full speed, and good luck stopping that. However, your tackle has to make his block too, and Jones just throws him aside, chopping down Henry for the tackle for loss. Dealing with one All-Pro is difficult enough, but when your secondary priority is J.J. Watt, you've got problems. This time, the Titans are going to try to run duo, getting two double teams at the point of attack, aiming to create a big hole up front. But J.J. Watt says, "I've been double teamed my whole career," hitting them with the back-to-back swim move and diving at Henry's feet for another tackle for loss. The next snap, Tennessee tries to build on their early zone running by going play action and booting Tannehill outright for an easy pitch and catch to A.J. Brown. However, Chandler Jones is having none of it. He knows Henry is unlikely to cut all the way back on the stretch zone, so just cues on Tannehill, accelerating through him for the sack fumble. On their next opportunity with the ball, the Cards again force them into a 3rd and long, and this time, it's JJ's turn to blow up the play. The Titans are trying to set up a running back screen right, a good play when you've been facing hostile pressure, but Watt causes havoc before it can even get set up. He starts off as he's about to bull rush, before slapping away the guard's hands and getting skinny through the B gap. He's on top of Tannehill before the play is even there, forcing him off the spot, and a wide throw is almost picked off. So far, that's 3 drives and only 8 plays for Tennessee. The 4th drive of the day is when we really saw Chandler Jones take over. The Titans come after their play action game, loading up in an I formation to really suck up the linebackers, and then targeting the intermediate depth on a 2-route concept. The first read, A.J. Brown, is covered up, but the concept works nicely, getting Julio wide open. Tannehill winds up, but he can't even get to his second read before Jones is on top of him, burying him into the dirt. From the end zone angle, check out the push-pull technique Jones puts on Lewan. They both clash hard like 2 stags fighting, but Jones' superior reach allows him to get a hold of Lewan's pads and yank him out of the way, leaving a clear lane to clean out the quarterback. Special teams got beat by a nice design trick play, but on the next 3rd down, Chandler Jones made sure the drive was over. Again, matchup on Taylor Lewan, he hits him with a great fake move. Having felt Lewan overcommit all game, Jones fakes the speed to power transition by extending his arms as if he's gonna bull rush, but actually continuing his rush upfield. Lewan is completely off balance, and a quick rip move means Jones is planting Tannehill into the turf once again. Check the bend Jones gets on the rush. His initial burst is almost 10 yards vertical before cutting in at a 90-degree angle without losing any speed. Lewan was beaten so hard in this game, you'd have only needed to add some butter and a splash of milk, and you'd have perfect scrambled eggs. When Lewan picked up a knock early in the second half, Jones continued to own the left side. Something that won't be picked up on the stat sheet, but will definitely be noticed by coaches, is the 2 false starts he forced on backup Kendall Lamb. And he had every right to be jittery because Jones could do this to him. The Titans are again running their favored weak side zone, and Jones simply swats him aside like an annoying mosquito. Jones can't get Henry down, but he slows his momentum, and the Cards' D-line rallies. In an obvious passing situation, Kendall Lamb is going to drop fast. Scared Chandler Jones is beating him around the edge. 55 spots this and pulls off that speed to power move that he threatened earlier, transferring his built up momentum into the armpit of Kendall Lamb, throwing him to the ground, and and relegating him to the role of spectator on his second strip sack of the day. On the next drive, they got Lewan back in, but this makes no difference to Jones. This actually isn't Lewan's fault, as Jones picks on the guard on a stunt. The line initially plays this very well, exchanging the two players and absorbing the violence. But Jones is so quick that as soon as the left guard goes to make the second contact, he's no longer there, crunching into Tannehill for his 5th sack of the day. When someone has a 5-sack day, it can cause others to be overlooked, but there was no missing JJ Watt on tape. He looked as dominant as ever, regularly fighting through double teams and bitch slapping the interior talent. This play was too good to leave out. On the goal line, Tennessee is running a basic power dive, aiming at the C gap. Lined up as a 4-tech, JJ executes a perfect swim move, flying through the far side C gap, and then has the quickness and bend to get to Henry and trip him up before he can build that momentum. An incredible play from both a technique and athletic standpoint. Defense in football will always remain a team effort, no matter the dominance of one player. And the Cardinals supporting cast raised their game to match their all-pro teammates on Sunday. Here's a play where almost everybody wins their rep. Great edge setting, good flow by the linebackers, and great penetration as Corey Peters, who had a superb day, wraps up Henry for a TFL. And it wasn't only Chandler Jones with the sacks. Here, Michael Dogby splits the double team and brings down Tannehill in a flash. The Cardinals took the fight to the Titans on Sunday, and Tennessee had no answer to being smacked in the mouth. This wasn't a case of getting beaten by scheme, but by pure talent. The tandem of all pros automatically ranks them as one of the league's best defensive lines, and you best have a plan to deal with them, because Chandler Jones and JJ Watt are coming to tear up your game script. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like and subscribe to the channel. If you want more football straight away, check out our videos on Gronk's vintage performance from Thursday night or Xavier Howard.